is one key thing that, of course, the team of Buhimba showed in there. So all in all, that game ended in a way that no one expected the best from this team. But at last, of course, they had to prove the rest of the team wrong. Now, let's look at how games went on yesterday with a couple of things. One of the biggest and biggest brand that came through was, of course, the game you did see of the team of Blacks Power by the Black Angels. Paida was beaten 2-0 by that is Blacks Power after, of course, very, very interesting action that went through in Akibwa Stadium. Akibwa had everything to push. Akibwa had the biggest statement to put forward, but they couldn't really show it. Paida couldn't do much because the boys had prepared for this game so much to see that they really needed to get through with whatever is happening. So it has really added into the plus and the rest of the things that have come through for that is Team Pai, the Black Angels. They now, of course, lose still that game, which is not a bad result. I mean, for Pai the Black, for Blacks Power, but for Pai, which is a bad one because it was the energy level of that is Onyu Paul who came through and got that goal for that is the team of Blacks Power. Before, of course, the team of before also Oloro getting in the second half the second goal, which was of course in the 48th minute. Oloro Nathan who got it there, and see that the team really pushed it well. So it's a big one for such a team. But we are looking into how do we progress? How do we do it? That means of course 10 games played already. For them, the team of Calvary also had a game, but that means the team of Blacks Power now top the table because they won their game yesterday. Remember, after they came to green light, the display was very, very poor, which could not really allow them to go forward. And because of that, they had to lose the game to Ndoparaka. I remember it was by 3 goals. Right there to nil. So this time round, what exactly do they need? What exactly can they change probably to see that things go well? Because now they have a game at hand to see that they still progress because they are only 1 point shy. Team Calvary Football Club that also played yesterday. That is so interesting. And this shows that teams are trying to get to where they need to be. Teams like Gaddafi still also have games at hand. If you look at them, they have just played 8 games and won 5, and that means the Black Power has won 6. These teams wants to go back to the Uganda Premier League. Yes, if you look at the performance of Paida, you would say yes. I think this time around there's something to prove. There's something that they need to really work on to see that they move forward. But it takes a lot. Now, one challenge I did say some time back is that normally when Paida starts their game very well, by the Black Angels, it goes on to a level that everybody will be expectant. And that expectation adds in value. You don't just expect that things that may not work out. The fans don't know that we are supposed to lose, draw, and win. So the expectation is always high, and which I think affects by the Black Angels so much most of the times when there's a fight for promotions. But I love the energy that they put in supporting the club by the Black Angels. And because of that, I think the management feels also they should always be open to them on whatever is there. change a lot of things that you can look into. It can change the look of whatever it takes. But all in all, I want to say that the games were all on well. Now, for Blacks Power, they really needed to see where exactly they needed to press here and there. And indeed something that also helped them a lot, by the way. Look into the performance level, look into how they are pushing, yes, out and home. They are still trying to get points from other parts of, that is the region or the country, trying to prove the rest wrong, trying to make sure that things go here and there. And indeed, that's what is happening. So I want to say that it's so challenging. It's so challenging that things happen that way. But I want to also prove to you that we still have a lot to learn in the world of football as West Nile. I've gone for a few trainings a few weeks ago. Whatever was expressed in that training showed me that, yeah, we really need to do a lot as football stakeholders to make sure that this goes to the right directions. This goes to where we are supposed to prove, of course, people wrong, where we are supposed to also add that things here and there will be in this way. So I really want to thank people who have interest and have invested in football, because it's not an easy thing, it's not a simple thing, it's just something that is there and that you need always to add on. You always need to progress. You always need to pray to God and see that this is where I need to have. Because this is an employment opportunity to very many, whether educated or not educated, but your talent gives you that chance to see that you get in there. So football-wise, you have to know where it is. And I want to give my advice also to those who play in the amateur league. Talk about the regional league, talk about the 4th division, talk about the 5th division. According to the rules, it's only 2 season time that you play for your club that brings you up. And mostly your sign-on fee or sign-on or settlement fee is 500,000, not even beyond. So in fact, the minimum is 500. But most of the times, you should know whatever is there, because whatever you take is very key. Whatever you put is very key for such a moment. So I want to say that it is the high time that you come through. It is the high time that you also show people that, yeah, you can do this. But never press clubs so much, because the people who look for these monies to inject in you also have a lot of things that they're supposed to do. So if you're going to be there like, without this money, I'm not going to play. I'm talking about the regional league clubs. Please, let's try to adjust. Let's try to be real. Let's try to be wherever we are. Yeah? So it's very important. Very, very important in a way that you cannot accept whatever is there when chances are given to you. So when a club says this is what we have, please, let's take it on and move on. I've seen people who want now to play, but before they had chances and they were not playing. And they want to play because they felt they were stubborn or they felt this is that. So I want to educate you on that, because I've seen in a few elements, if you look at the structure of football, it is very, very expensive, and it is very, very hard. Just imagine, even your family or your home, even you yourself, there are people who can't afford themselves. Yeah, you can't afford yourself, and here, that is the struggle someone is carrying, over 35 players and above. Yeah, feeding you, making sure that you play, travels, and here and there. So let's try to understand. In Uganda, it's still very hard for you to have that expectation. But if you can perform to the limit that is need, to your highest, then you have a chance to prove yourself next. Because you're going to perform to the highest and go straight to maybe being bought out of the country. And that's where you're earning. And that's why you're seeing some Ugandan players now are earning after they were disciplined, they have proven themselves, they have worked hard. It's all about your hard work to see that you get there. Anyway, that's one big thing that I just needed to give you. Why I brought this is because of the moments that I've seen the challenges going through, that is Pi the Black Angels and some of the teams in West Nile that prove, of course, demoralize, in fact, the people who put monies in these clubs. Yeah, you let them down because someone is going to invest. After investing, what happens? You're going to be giving low energy or bad energy to them. By the way, per now, via bad energy, I think I'm past that. So I would also request you to always have nothing to do with bad energy because it drains. Yeah, it drains, and when it drains just a potential supporter, then just know the club that you're having is really going to be not fine. So yeah, that is it. But all in all, I want to see what exactly comes. Boma FC yesterday had a game on Buhimba. Buhimba is in Hoima, Buhimba Saints. Boma is in Masindi at their own home at Masindi grounds. They had a very good game. But the game that went on couldn't really help them so much because Buhimba Saints had every right to take on and played. Of course, the goal, it was just a 1-0, but the turn-up was massive. I loved what I saw. They were very outstanding. Agondeze was the only person who got that goal in the 30th minute in the first half, which of course made it up to the end. So it was not an easy one to say, but still they proved that this time round we can still make this work out. Yes, then we did see Busoga United beating Ntunga Saze by 1-0. Yes, we saw Ntunga Saze coming with all whatever it takes, the energy, all the support. Everyone is like, now this is going to be a hard one, but I think they are not doing to the best that they expected maybe because the battle for relegation is also with them. We expected them to do much more, but still, yeah, there's still games to go, but your preparation is very key. So it means that there's also a big challenge. Then we did say Karo Karunji had a game against the own form Calvary Football Club. I think it was a very nice one and a competitive one, but Calvary managed to pick at least a point from that is Karo Karunji, and it was a draw, goalless, which meant that this team could not really go through, and that's a good one for Calvary Football Club in Midigo. Yeah, they were not in Midigo, but they had gone out, but they had a very good performance. Now, we did see also a game in Mbale, where, of course, Kataka Football Club played against Onduparaka Football Club, a game that ended 2-1 in favor of that is Kataka Football Club. A very brilliant game. It was first half that ended, of course, 1-1. And then second half, so this team, of course, equalized, getting the winning goal to see that things went on. After, of course, a very tough pressing right from, that is the Onduparaka team, but still they couldn't, of course, convert every other goal in there. A lot of chances that were wasted, though I personally didn't travel for the game. But I saw the performance and the write-ups from different personnels. Of course, the game looked to be a very good one. A very good game. Andama Junior gets on 2 score sheets, and then of Onduparaka yet again. But you have Sentam, who had scored the early goal. Not forgetting, of course, Kayemba, who also scored the second goal for that is team Kataka Football Club. And then at the same time, Chigeze Homeboys and Chinda played a goalless draw in their way. But in this moment, you did see a lot of things that probably moved on. Arua Hill yesterday also, by the way, won their game against Mida. That was also another interesting game that we could be excited of because they had a very good game that went on. Now, games that will be coming next include Buhimba Saints welcoming, of course, Blacks Power, that is on 15th. Then you have Maida Football Club welcoming Boma FC, whereas the team of Ntunga Saze will be welcoming Arua Hill Sports Club. Onduparaka will be welcoming Karo Karunji, and Gaddafi Football Club will be taking on Busoga United, whereas that is still going to be on 15th. And then, yeah, those are some of the games that probably will be coming right there. So we're expecting a lot of changes, a lot of competition still in the FUFA Big League. But let's look at how the table is standing as per now. with, of course, games that went through. Now you have Blacks Power that, of course, went through and played against the team of, of course, won their game against, that is, by the Black Angels, a game that ended 90, of course, yesterday now, which makes them go to 19 points. And then you have Calvary after playing a draw, having 18 points at number 2. Gaddafi at number 3, having 17 points. Buhimba Saints, after winning, they are going to 15 points. And then, of course, Unduparaka Football Club, that also went to, that is 15 points still, remained in the 15 points. Then you had number 5. Number 6 is Boma with 15 points, and number 7 is Pai the Black Angels with 13 points. Chida at number 8 with 13 points. Then you have the team of Kataka at number 9 with, of course, 13 points. Chigeze Homeboys with 11 points. Karo Karunji with 10 points. Ntunga Stars at number 12 with 8 points. Busoga United at number 13 with 8 points. Arua Hill Sports Club at number 14 with 7 points. And the team of Maida Football Club is also right there with, of course, 5 points. That's how the FUFA Big League went on right there. I saw this being as the hottest and one of the interesting moments right there. And a couple of games that also went in our region here. West Nile Regional League games, by the way, went on with interesting actions. I didn't watch, but I told the results were so interesting. Kuluva Rainbow had a very good game and beating Parombo by 2-1. And then you did see the team of Nebi Central also beating, playing a draw with Arua City in their own home. Saban was wondering how this is it, and yet Arua City, and yet Nebi was from Arua City here, from beating Airfield 6 goals. So Arua City had to hold them into a goalless draw. Barakala Football Club lost to Ottoman, that is Yumbe Hotspurs, by 1-0. Whereas Koboko Rising played 1-1 all draw with the team of Raka Football Club. Then you have Nile Hippos that also held Airfield at their, in fact, Airfield held them at their own home by, that is a goalless. Okolo Central beat Alpha Rising Stars by 2-1. This was at Okolo's home ground. Kochi Aban did beat a team, of course, Androvo by 1-0. Nyangilia Super Eagles did, for them, beat the team of he played goalless with the Juman Town Council. And that was very, very impressive. And then we did see, obviously, that played against Pakwach Youngsters, a game that ended 2-1. And you also did see Padea Rising playing goalless with, of course, Paida United. Odramachako did beat Team Total by 1-0. And Okokoro game with Tipsa was postponed. So we yet to see what exactly that is. But all in all, things are still having a very big game. And we are trying to see what exactly this moves like, because table standings show us how teams are trying to go. Odramachak once again picks that slot like last season on top of the summit of, that is the Nile zone. Then with 16 points. Then Koboko Rising at number 2 with 14 points total. At number 3 with 12 points. And then you have Araka with 12 points at number 12. Juman Town Council with 11 points at number 5. And then you have Ottoman at number 6 with 10 points. Okokoro at number 7 with, of course, 9 points. Then you have Nyangilia at number 8 with 8 points. Barakara Football Club at number 9 with 7 points. Tipsa at number 10 with 7 points. Kochi Aban at number 11 with 6 points. Andrew United still lies bottom with 1 point. In that is the Nyaga zone. Nebi Central still leads the table with 17 points, still unbeaten. Then you have Paida United at number 2 with 14 points. At number 3 is Pakwach Youngsters with 14 points. Alpha Rising at number 4 with, of course, 11 points. Then you have Clover Rainbow at number 5 with 11 points. 6 is IF Arua Airfield with 10 points. Nile Hippos at number 7 with 9 points. Padea Rising at number 8 with 8 points. Parombo Mission at number 9 with 7 points. Arua City at number 7 with, at number 10 with 7 points. And you have Okolo Central with the 6 points at number 11. As of Visoni also had a very big game. So if you look at all these 3 games that Visoni has so far played that they have not conceded in, so it's so impressive for them. But I think that's how the games are going in the West Nile Regional League, and we still keep following it closely on how things go, and we want to see how things will end up for them and how, of course, other teams will be getting in there. Let's get to see whatever happens after, of course, a long term, but for now, that is how the games are going. Now, I want to go away from our local scene. In fact, still locally, but in Uganda, I'm talking about now nation games that have all gone right there. I want to start with, that is the Uganda She Cranes that face, of course, in the opener, the team called Zimbabwe. Of course, a very tight one. According to whatever has been sent to me here, 2 p.m. on 9th, which is today, is supposed to be the date for the kickoff today. At 2 p.m., Uganda will be taking on Zimbabwe. This is called the 2024 Africa Netball Cup, and we shall be expecting a lot of things. The venue is at MTC Dome. That's, of course, in Namibia municipality. So we are expecting a lot. Remember, the team pools include, the women include South Africa, Malawi, and Zambia, and then Kenya. Pool B has, of course, Uganda, Zimbabwe, and Namibia, not forgetting Eswatini. And Uganda's national netball women's team, the She Cranes, have gotten themselves in there. So they will be facing, that is Zimbabwe, in their opening encounter today in the Africa Netball Cup duel. That will be coming interestingly. But at the same time, I want to say that the throw-off is long awaited by very many people, including the media, the people who follow the game. But today we shall be seeing how they will be, because I did see the coach Nurendo Kato and Nelson Bogere, who of course talked to the team manager. I'm talking about Alice, Alice of course Alwenyi, who was appointed to take on the team, and indeed the team is expected to do a lot from, that is the ladies' side, and probably prove a lot of things to the world. So Uganda's coaches will have to do a lot, because Nelson and his man Kato have expressed that the team is always ready and they are ready for this encounter. So they will be expecting a lot to see that they convert this into a trophy and make sure that they are going to be in action. So this game comes today, and we will be waiting to see. Well, Pool B has a lot of things, but we shall still be, because if you look at Lesotho, that pulled out of that is the Women's Championship. They will also not participate this season, because the team in that is the male category includes very many other names in there. Now, countries like Namibia in the men have also gone. South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, Kenya, and Eswatini, that has also been there. And someone asked me about the format of these games. Now, these matches will last for 15 minutes each quarter, and with the 2 intervals that will be coming through over 4, and then, of course, 4.5 races of 8 that will be played. And then the top 2 teams per group will also qualify for, that is the semi-finals, and eventually they will have to be in the finals right there. For the male, the final will be between, of course, position 1 and position 2 on the log. So that's how things are going to be. Now, who are those names that are there for Uganda who probably could be talking about? Talk about players like Eyaro, who is a shooter, by the way, Eyaro, Irene. And then there's Christine Namulumba Kago. She's also an attacker or a shooter. Saida Nasanga, Mary Nuba Chalok, and Rachel, of course, Nanyonga, who all these names are shooters. Then you have Margaret Bagala, Joyce Nachibule, and then, of course, Philedeas Namulime, Masi Batamuleze is also another name, because these ones play into the mid-court of, that is the pitch, and they always do a lot of things that probably you could always come through. Now, the defenders, I know, have names like Sandra Navirie, and then you have Christine Nachito, you have Farida Kandondi, you have Muhammad Anisha, Gloria Aya, who have also been right there. So that's how exactly it is. But remember, this team is spearheaded by Nelson Bogere, assisted by Kato, of course, Nureddin, and then, of course, managed by Alice Lowenyi, who is, of course, the woman in charge of the team. So we're expecting a lot and a good encounter. But not only that, there are also other games that probably will be there. Uganda, Zimbabwe. That game is, in fact, as I talk, it's going on. Then the rest of the games for Uganda will also have Namibia, Uganda, that will be played on 12th. And then you have of course, Eswatini, that will be playing Uganda. So that's before the semifinals and the rest of the games come through. Yeah, interestingly, those are some of the big games that we shall be waiting to see. But as soon as they come, I will also be letting you know of whatever that means to such a team. Now, in a very big way, Express, remember, during the weekend, turned off, of course, the color of KCCA into Lugogo. They had a very good, impressive performance. And as I talk, Express put a remarkable performance to overcome the city rival KCCA. That was at KCCA's home ground at Omondi Stadium, where that game ended 1-0. Of course, it was the captain himself, Emmanuel Waswa, who got onto the score sheet, and he's a former KCCA player, by the way. In that midfield, he had to do whatever it had to take to win this game. So he got in that winning goal for the team of, that is Express Football Club against KCCA. Now, a bad news always for KCCA, because when they're playing games home there with their rivals, they tend to lose them so much, something that is so bad for them. But you see, NEC always beats them home. Now Express is also trying to prove things in there, to say that Express, they need to turn the yellow color of KCCA to, of course, their color, red and white. So indeed, it happened. So it's very, very important to always follow certain things, but also history sometimes repeat themselves. So I think it was a very good encounter for the teams right there. We shall be taking a break.